As a new business owner, you need a website for your piano studio that shows up on Google, looks great, and converts visitors. And you don't have a ton of money to invest. Hey, I got you. I'm Phoenix and I'm the Tattooed Piano Teacher. And in this video, I'll be sharing my walkthrough in real time to get your piano studio website designed from start to publish. Here's what you'll need to get started creating your website. First of all, you're going to need a name for your business. If you haven't already picked a name, link in the description, I've got a video about that. You're also going to need your logo all designed and saved in different formats. If you haven't done that already, you guessed it, link in the description, I have a video about that. You're also going to need a small investment, at least $23 to get you started, and you'll need a computer. So this tutorial came to be, I actually created this for my email subscribers. So if you found this video and you are not yet subscribed to me, consider clicking the link in the description to join my 30-day email challenge, Start Your Studio. Because this is actually just one of 12 actionable steps that you need to take before you teach that first lesson. Without further ado, let's hop over to my desk and get started. Click the link in the description below to get started on Wix. For myself, my business, or a friend. Something like piano school is good enough for the type of website. Enter your business name, and you have to put in your business address. This doesn't have to go on your website, but you do have to tell them. Because we're not going to be using Wix onboard booking system, we're going to be using My Music Staff instead. We're going to skip the hours and the services and the staff members. We don't need any of that at this time. I would recommend signing up for the emails and SMS reminders, and then also the Wix owner app. This can help you respond to potential customers right away, which is really important. Click continue and continue to dashboard. Now we are going to take advantage of this 50% off, which is only available for one day, but we're going to worry about that in a little bit. So enter in the name of your business.com. Hopefully you've already done all the research and your ideal domain is available. Click Let's Go, and you should get this message. Now, when I click on Make It Yours, it's going to invite me to go ahead and upgrade. I want you to do the domain part first, though, because if by some chance your domain isn't available, then you have a little more research to do before you go ahead and spend money on this website. So you'll see the different options for the Wix paid plan. Normally, I do recommend the Lite for $16 a month, but currently you can get all the same features for actually cheaper because of the 50% off. So if Wix offers you the 50% off, go ahead and take it. I'm going to select the core, although I could do the business if you're interested in taking advantage of some of these extra features for the $16 a month. But I'm going to go with the core, and you cannot choose the monthly and get the 50% off. So at least choose 1 year and go ahead and complete your purchase. Now, if you are not in a place to go ahead and fork out $162 at one time, then let me offer an alternative for you. Go ahead and select the Lite plan, click the monthly, which is going to be $23, but you can try this out for a month and not have to spend the money right now to do the yearly. Now, Wix will offer you upgrade incentives if you sign up for 1 month, so you'll most likely get another offer to save money because they want you to sign up for the premium plans, and they will offer you an option to upgrade to the yearly later. So just put it on your calendar so that you don't forget that you are on a monthly plan, because in the long run it is more expensive. But we want to spend that $23 because that's going to get us the free domain for 1 year. All right, so once you have secured your domain and signed up for the upgrade, then we're going to go to Design Site. We are going to let Wix create a site for us. And here's where the fun begins. So hopefully you have your logo made. You can add a square or a circle logo here. Go ahead and enter your email and your phone number. Choose the vibe that you want for your business, brand, and website. Do you want elegant, comfy thread? Do you want minimal? Do you want spark? Do you want fresh? Or do you want evolution. I'm going to show you what it looks like with the minimal brands, but you choose what you think will work for you. It's going to give us some options for a homepage design. I'm going to go with this one. Here are the pages you're going to want to add right away. An about page, a programs page, which we are going to change the name of, but we're going to use that layout, and then a contact page. There we go. We will now go to editor. So here are your menu options over here to add something to a page or to edit something that's already on the page. So just take a mental note of what those icons mean. Once you click off of it, those words won't be there, but you can hover to see them. Okay, so up here you can see my tiny little logo. That is not gonna work. So I'm gonna start up here at the header. You can see once I click on it, it highlights the whole thing and it says header. First off, I want to make my header a little bit bigger because I want to make my logo a little bit bigger. If I click quick edit, then I can see, so it's defaulting to the logo that I told it, but we are going to change that. Go to upload media, and then we're going to find the file we want, saved from Canva, and then choose image. Now it's still teeny tiny, and it's also black letters against a black backdrop. I'm going to try changing the backdrop. If you click on color, actually let's go ahead and put in our theme colors right here. So under theme colors, click edit. For the minimal, my base colors are simply black and white, but we want to add in our brand colors. So hopefully you have your brand colors saved. This is going to make it so easy because we are simply going to copy and paste. I'd like to keep the black and white, and I'm going to go ahead and add in the colors as accent colors. Copy, paste, apply. Add another one. Copy, paste, apply. This tells Wix what colors you want to use, so it's less work for you. I left off this beige color because I feel like maybe I don't need that in this context, but if I had a different vibe of a website, I might use the beige instead of a white. Let's go back to the header editing sidebar here. If you watched my logo video, you'll recall that I said there are other ways to remove the background. Right here, Wix has an onboard cut out the background editing feature, which is pretty handy. Okay, so I clicked this to zoom in to 100%, and now I can go ahead and edit the elements. So there's my tiny little image. And I see this has multiple columns. So the image is stuck in column 1, which is really tiny. So what I'm gonna do is manage columns, and then I'm gonna delete so that it's all one column. I also don't need this shopping cart, so I'm going to click on that and then press the delete key, and that will go away. Okay, now I should be able to expand this and then make my image oh so much bigger. And center it. Frustratingly, it is putting it in a square, and I want it a rectangle. So what I did to work around that was I right-clicked on the image and I went to settings, and then I toggled off the keep proportions, and then I could resize it the way I wanted to because that was not working. So now let's just get that within the boundaries. Now my menu bar, I'm going to make that a little bit bigger, and I'm going to go to manage menu. I remember I said that for programs, I wanted it to be called something else. I'm going to call it lessons. So this is where someone would click to learn specifically about lessons, like what type of lessons you offer. And then the book online, that's like an onboard booking system, like a calendar system through Wix, and we're not going to use that. So I'm going to hide that from the menu. And now you see it has the little eyeball with the line through it, which means it's not going to show up on the menu. So I'm going to close this little window and let's see how that looks. There we go. So we have home, about, lessons, and contact. So functionally, that's what we want. Aesthetically, that looks terrible. So I'm clicking on the horizontal menu, and then I'm clicking on the paintbrush, which is the design tool. Now, I might want something a little more graphic like this. And then I'm going to customize my design because obviously black against black is not going to work there. So I'm going to go to text and change the color to white. That looks better. And then you see how lessons is that green color? That's the hover color. So I went from the regular tab to the hover tab, which means when your mouse goes over it, this is the color it will turn. So I'll just change that to one of my brand colors. And then once it has been clicked, oh, let's make it a darker. There we go. All right, I'm gonna exit out of there and then we're gonna see how that looks. I would like it if these were either in the center or if they were spread out a little bit more. Center it. Okay, there we go. Now I can center it. Let's see how that looks. And that looks much better. The next thing we're going to customize is the footer. Click on Quick Edit. You do want to have the year on there because Google does check that when they are rating the quality of sites. You could say something like this if you wanted to. You could add, I went to add elements and then social. I could add this grouping of social buttons and then just link each individual one to your social accounts and delete the ones that aren't relevant, obviously. So I like the way the header and the footer are looking. All right, now before we mess around with the main portion of the homepage, I want you to think about what is the main goal for people who are visiting your website. If your main goal is to get them to sign up for lessons, then you want to have a few different places where they can directly contact you to sign up for lessons. You don't want to make it hard for them. You want to make it super easy for them. So one of the things that I like to do, you don't have to do this, but I think it's good. What you want them to do is sign up for lessons. So what if you put a button right up here, change text and icon. Instead of it saying button, we're going to make it say sign up for lessons. Don't be shady about it. Just be super honest about what you want them to do. You want to sign up for lessons? Click here. Now we're going to have to link that button to something, but we're not going to do that just yet because that's another page. That's a separate form actually that we are going to create in a moment. I'm going to go to design and then customize design. And personally, I just like to round out the corners a little bit like that. I don't know. I just like it better with the rounded corners. Now let's see if we can make this our brand colors. So you can see it's like coming up with variations on our theme colors, brand colors, which I think is pretty cool. Let's make it like the next color over when they hover. Okay, great. You can also set your custom fonts in Wix, which is nice. Okay, so they are already invited to sign up for lessons or to contact us before they even get below the header. So we're in business. I've also put my email down here, but we should probably put a link to contact us in the footer as well. We can do that later. Hey, you're doing great so far. Keep going. Hit that like button if you found value in this so far, so I know to make more tutorials like this for piano teachers in the future. Okay, so the main portion of our homepage, what we want to keep in mind here is that any text that we put here is going to determine where our website ranks on Google search, but it's also the first thing that people read. So we're going to write it for the algorithm and for humans at the same time. So I want you to think about what are people looking for? Your people. What are your people looking for? They're probably searching for something like piano lessons nearby or piano lessons near me, piano teacher in insert your city. So we want to put those actual words, those keywords in the copy of our homepage. I live in a suburb of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So I'm going to start off by broadening the keyword to the Milwaukee area. I'm going to say music lessons for kids and adults in the Milwaukee area. Now, here's why this is good for me personally, because my studio is music lessons, not just piano, and I want to cater to kids and I want adult students as well. And I am in the Milwaukee area. So it's not shady at all because it's true, and I said area. If you were exclusively a piano teacher, then you might want to say piano lessons because that's the keyword that you're going to want to rank for. So that's entirely a personal preference. Wix does not have all the same fonts as Canva. So if you found a font that you really love on Canva, just find something similar. But you can also upload your own fonts. So if you find something on Google Fonts that's free that you download, you can upload it to Wix. Kind of like something bold like that. Down here, I'm going to say something like this. Premier music lessons, again, you could say piano lessons, for students of all ages and stages, locally owned and operated in Wauwatosa, Wisconsin, dedicated to supporting students and their families on their musical journey. So now I have mentioned my specific town, and so that could also be your neighborhood, and the state that I'm in, so I'm just hitting a lot of keywords. I'd like to make that just a little bit bigger. That slider is crazy though. And then I'll just maybe change the font. Zoom out to 50%, see how that looks. That looks good. Below that, what we're going to do with these two squares is we're going to put the types of lessons, programs that you offer. For me, my 3 biggest types of services would be private lessons, partner lessons, and small group lessons. So instead of 2 pictures here, I would like to have 3 pictures. So right now, I clicked on Manage Columns. I'm going to add a column. So I have that 3rd column, and that looks perfect. If you only have 1 type of lesson, then you can make it 1. If you have 4 types, you can make it 4, but I wouldn't go any more than 4. I'm going to click on the first column and I'm going to go to Change Column Background. I'm going to make it an image, but not this image. That looks a little too stagey for my liking. Let's search for piano and see what we can come up with. This first one is going to be my private lesson offering, so maybe like a teacher teaching a student, something like that. That looks good. And I like to get all my images in place because then I'll know like what kind of text I want, what color, how bold it has to be. Let's pick the second image. This is going to be partner lessons. This looks like 2 side by side, so we'll use that for partner lessons. And then this last one is going to be group lessons. I'll use this cute group of children singing. Now these pictures aren't perfect, and here's why. First of all, none of them are real. I mean, these are real people, but you know what I mean? These are clearly stock photos. So I really want to get images of my studio and of me on the website as soon as possible. But we're just getting this set up for today. Sometimes you don't know what pictures you need until you build your website. So we're going to use these for now, but as soon as you can get real images up, get real images up. Always, always get the permission of parents before you put the image of their child on the internet. Okay, so all of these look not good with white text. So we're going to go with, so there's a color and then there's a highlight. We want the color, that's the text color. We're going to go with black, and then we need a much bolder font than that. This is not going to cut it. I still can't really read that, and so I'm going to play around with the image a little bit. If I go to settings, then I can lighten that up. Okay, now that looks great, but now the black text is not going to work. So I'm going to go back to white, and that should look good against my picture. Let's just zoom out and check that out. Yes, I like that a lot. Now I'm just going to go ahead and do the same customization to the other two images. And there we go. All right, now there's one more thing missing from these boxes. Remember we said we have one goal in mind, and that is to get people to sign up for lessons. So how about at the bottom of each of these boxes, we add a button to sign up for that type of lesson, and they can all go to the same form, but it looks like you're signing up for partner lessons specifically. And so it feels more to people like they're taking action on a decision they've just made. So I'm going to click on the first box and then go to Add Elements button. I'll use that same basic button that I had used before. I'm going to change the text to sign up for lessons. And then let's change the design, customize design, just a little bit bigger. The color, and the hover color. And I'm just going to round out those corners because I like it. Good, that's really clear what they're supposed to do. Now, I should be able to, click on that, I'm going to copy, paste, and paste again. Let's see how that looks. Looks good. For the time being, we're going to ignore the About and the Lessons pages, and we're going to create a contact page, and the contact page is going to have like our master sort of registration form, and that's also going to be where all of these buttons will link so that everybody is going to the same form. Let's go over to the contact page, and we are going to customize this. All right, I teach out of my home, so I do not want the map on there. No, thank you. I'm going to go to Add Elements, and then I'm going to go to Contact and Forms. I'm going to do registration and just pick the one you like the look of. And now let's just customize everything. First, I'm going to change the colors because those are not my colors. Okay, so I just customized the button text and then the little message underneath it. I need to customize this up here. Okay, so it's looking good. Now what I need to customize is the actual choices. So what do we want to collect from our potential students? We want the first name and the last name and the email and the phone. Okay, so I clicked on elements. That gets us to our fields. So you want first name, last name, email, phone. I'm going to make the first name required. I don't know why it isn't. And the email required. The phone number I'm also going to make required, and the reason is because I have had people submit a form where they misspelled their email and then I had no way of contacting them. These do not apply. I'm going to duplicate the name field, and then I'm going to make that the student's name. And then let's do one that is the student's age. Instead of how will you attend, I'm going to say type of lesson. And instead of physically and online, I'm going to say private, partner, group, and any. And this last question, you could make it whatever you want to know about your potential students. I'm going to say, Okay, there is our contact form. So now what we need to do is link up everything on the home page to come to here. So I'm going to go up here on the left, back to the home page, and this button right here, I'm going to click on the link button and then page, contact. Then I'm going to go to each of these buttons, link, page, contact. I also said I was going to change this down here. I'm going to get rid of that text and I'm going to make it a button, add elements, button. We are just going to use the same one we already created. Contact us, and I'm just going to make that a little bit smaller. Okay, our homepage is all set up. Our lessons page technically is set up because I accidentally set that up as the same as the homepage. However, on your lessons page, what you want to do is just make an entire section for each type of lesson that you offer so that people can scroll down and read a little bit more. And then on the About page, the default design will be something like this. So if you are a one-man show or a one-woman show, then what you're going to do is tell a little bit about the business and the studio, where you're located, who you cater to, and then you could get rid of this entirely. Delete. And if you're only one person, then what you can do is delete. Sorry, Jamie. You going away? Delete. Same thing here. Manage columns. Delete. Delete. So then you can just make a little paragraph, a picture, your name, and talk about yourself. So on your About page, talk about the studio, talk about yourself. On your lessons page, talk about the different types of lessons you offer, give a starting price, and then the home page and the contact page we took care of. All right, so we are going to go ahead and preview our little old website here. So if I click on the logo, we go back to the home page. If I click on this button, we go to our form, contact us. Yep, everything looks good. Just make sure everything is functioning and looking the way you want it. About, lessons, and contact. Okay, the only thing left to do is click publish. Kudos if you stuck with me all the way to the end. Congratulations. If you're feeling a little bit stuck and you need some help, then check out my custom website services. Link in the description if you want to learn more about that. Consider subscribing if you're interested in hearing more piano teacher business tips. And if you want to keep watching, let's take your website to the next level. We want it to get found on Google, so let's take care of the SEO on the back end for your new website. And I'll see you there.